A big hello to you, so great to see you and I hope I find you well. I'm Jenny Kirk, welcoming you up here to Wagon in the Loft. And today we're going to be looking at a whole new product range that is just the ticket for any of you guys that are into modern image. Now, if you've been looking out there on the prototype railways, increasingly so, stations are appearing made out of prefabricated parts. And it's something which is probably quite hard to be able to put together and scratch built yourself. And that's why this partnership between DCCConcepts and West Hill Wagon Works really does bring something to the modelers that's slick and easy to use. They're all pre-coloured, even though they're 3D printed, they're actually painted and finished, ready to go. You don't have to detach them from sprues, and some of the choices of the materials that they're 3D printing in, they're not that fragile plastic that we used to get. There's actually a bit of spring in some of these parts, which means they stand up to handling really well. They very kindly sent over a whole slew of the different bits and pieces available in the range, and these are complemented by the legacy skyline lights that DCCConcepts released a little while ago, and we did do a review on the older style electric light versions. And you can build up things like CCTV towers, the modern style benches, there's railings, there's access ladders, there's everything that you need for a modern station. So come with me and let's take a look at this all new range and see just how easy it is to put together and what the end results are. I'm going to be guiding you through all the different bits and pieces that they've sent over, and I'm also going to be putting them to use making a small scenic diorama to show you just how easy it is to build this up. In fact, I spent less than 2 hours build time in total, and well, I think I got a pretty reasonable result. So come with me in association with Trainomatic, makers of DCC decoders and accessories that are designed by enthusiasts for enthusiasts. Find the full range available to order now at tramfabrique.co.uk. Additional support comes from
This is Clark Railworks, and this is what we do. You'll know us from Ellis Clark Trains, and you'll get the same friendly expertise with us too. We've got a huge range of pre-owned model railways from all your favourite manufacturers, and maybe some you hadn't heard of before. It's the place to come for quality. We don't stock substandard models, and everything we sell is fully tested and photographed by model railway experts. No matter whether you model 00 gauge, N, HO or more, we have sought after models from all around the world with new listings added every weekday. Check out what's available now at clarkrailworks.com and don't miss out on your latest logo.
Don't forget to tickle that like button, share this video, and also subscribe to the channel to be the first to know about new videos as and when they go up. You can also head on over to Patreon and help support the channel to keep making the videos that you want to see. We've also got a link in the description box down below to help you find these great products from the partnership of DCCConcepts and West Hill Wagon Works, and they're available through the DCCConcepts online shop or from them at shows or at their showroom in Settle. But I'm actually quite intrigued by this range. They are 3D printed, but they're like nothing that I've been used to in the 3D printing world. Gone are the days of having to carefully unpick things from a curious lattice that's been used to print it. Also gone is the really glassy, fragile plastic. Some of these parts actually feel almost rubbery in their texture, and that means that they've got a lot of give, they've got a lot of detail, but they're strong enough that they won't just shatter. So come with me and let's take a look at the full range. One of the biggest areas in our hobby that is changing so rapidly is 3D printing, and really only a few years ago this was a little bit of a crude curiosity, but it has really come on in great leaps and bounds. And the latest company to get in on this 3D printing revolution is DCCConcepts, who have partnered up with West Hill Wagon Works to produce a full range of modern image platform kits. So this is the platforms and all of the accessories that you want to finish the scene. And this is a really comprehensive range. They've very kindly sent over a full set of these, and we've got things like the passenger information screens, the GRP end of platform access steps, modern platform railings, CCTV cameras, and we've got modern platform signs. And also, because people can need a lot more platforming, they do these extension packs. Now these are 250 millimeters long, 25 centimeters, and the main packs that you get here, you get 634 millimeters, very precise, but that's over 63 centimeters, so that is over half a meter of platform, and between these you can very quickly make up quite a modern looking station. So maybe one of those stations that's been rebuilt in more recent times, like Leeds, or maybe a small wayside branch line type station where the trains are passing through, maybe on a secondary route. And I can think of stations such as Hallith Wood on the Blackburn line, which is not far from where I'm based, which has a similar kind of look to some of these station kits. Now what I'm going to do actually, I think, to really show these off to their full potential, is to look to build them up into a small diorama. They're a bit too modern for Weir Yard, but certainly these will make an excellent diorama. But if you're thinking, well, the pictures make them look great, but I've got to paint them up, I'm not that good, then don't worry, because as you can see there, a lot of these come ready finished, ready to plant. There's no sprues to cut off, there's no painting to be done. It's all done, dusted, and ready to add to your layout. There's some really great bits and pieces here, and I particularly like these destination information screens, and you can see there these have been finished to a really high level. Even with that printing on the top, that really is crisp and lovely. I mean, you look at these and you wouldn't realize that these were 3D printed if you didn't already know that. And certainly they're well presented in some great packaging. And let's get some of these out actually. So let's start off with the platform itself. The main pack does give you plenty of platform, so I'm actually going to look into the extension kit, and you can see here we've got multiple different colors. So we've got the white concrete basing and edging, and then we've got the laser cut MDF for the platform surface, and then we've also got this sort of I think this is let's have a look, pre-cut self-adhesive, so there's not even any painting required on this, and this gives you a nice crisp finish first time every time. We've also got the grating, which just stops wildlife from getting underneath the platform and just keeps that space protected from filling up with trash and such like. So there's a lot going on in here. So I'm just going to open this up. And actually, I must admit, the more I see of this, the more excited I get that there's some really nice stuff here. So let's just keep hold of the picture. So we've got a bit of a guide here which just shows us roughly how it goes together. And then we've got these actually do feel, there's like a textured feel to them. They're quite nice actually, and what we're going to need is some sprue cutters just to get those out, and then we've got the actual platform itself. Now this is the platform extension, but I'm a bit pushed on space, so I can make a small little halt with this, something that maybe a class 121 or a 122 would be able to service. Maybe this is one of those little workman's halts that you'd see outside some of the depots, like Longsight in Manchester, where the staff can come and go off passing trains. We've also got self-adhesive strip here, and that looks to be, let's have a look. So there's, I'm just looking for some instructions. One thing that you don't get, you get the picture, but you don't get any instructions on these. I do wonder, actually, with this being an extension kit, we might find that the actual instructions are in there. I'm sure we can work it out, actually. So, well, actually, I'm really excited now to get going. So I'm going to make myself a little diorama. So to that end, I've already stuck down a piece of track onto a bit of wood. So we've got the space here for the platform, and I'll get that all ballasted up. And I think that actually, if we put the bases for the platform in, we can then ballast around those and very quickly build up quite a lovely little scene. So we'll get to that in a moment, but first of all, I do want to have a quick look at some of the other items. So one of the ones that really did catch my eye are these end of platform access steps. So let's just take a quick look at these. And these come well protected, actually, so no need to worry about them getting damaged in transit. It's a really well thought out packaging. So they're completely removed from the sprue. And look at the detail on these. So just getting the camera to focus on them. They are superb and really nicely finished there. So, like I said, just ready to plant. I mean, the detail on these is actually really quite breathtaking. So I really do like those. And the other ones that really did catch my eye are these passenger information screens. So let's see if we can get into here. And I do want to, you do get plenty in a box. So we've got 4 of those side hung ones. So they're just protected by a piece of tape. So let me just get a scalpel. So I'm just going to very carefully slit the tape. And then we can just liberate these. And let's just very carefully just tip some of these out. So there we are, we've got one of these out of the packet, and that is just incredible levels of detail. Already painted on both sides. Just seeing if I can read the time on there. Is that Huntingdon? Bridlington? Nottingham, I think. Yeah, Nottingham. So you can just about read what they say. That is really quite nice. And let's just have a look. I'm just curious a bit about these as well. So yeah, we've got these two. So we've got some really nice information on those. Liverpool Lime Street, I can just make out there at the top. It's so finely detailed. It's actually really difficult to get the camera to focus on those. So we've got, yeah, there's like so much detail on these. And they come really well protected, very thoughtful packaging on all of these. So I'm just going to put these to one side because I won't need those until after the platform is all built up. So I've got some of the other stuff out, and these all appear to be ready decorated. I'm actually incredibly impressed by this. It's definitely something which is a paradigm shift for 3D printed items. So this is the Modern Image platform seats. Again, really good, robust packaging to protect these. And let's just take a look at these. They're actually already painted and finished. So that is really, really impressive. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get to work on making a little diorama. And we've got plenty to go on here. All these platform numbers, all the way up to platform 8. Huh. 9, platform 9, 9 3/4 if anybody's into that. So really, really good stuff here. There's a lot to go on. So let's get on, let's build ourselves a little diorama. I'm actually really run over by these products from West Hill Wagon Works and DCCConcepts. Really, really easy to put together. They are quite a nice snug but easy to clip together fit on the platform base. The only criticism I might have is there was no instructions with mine, so it took, as you probably saw in the time lapse, a couple of attempts to get the platforms the right way up. You know, I haven't really scrutinized modern platforms, so I'm not really quite sure how they go together, but you can see here it's just beautiful, the fit, all pre-coloured. None of this is needed to be painted. I think a little bit of weathering wouldn't go amiss, but I do like these meshes underneath as well. And just at this end you can see the method of construction there, just trying to show you down the inside. Really quite nice. So this is the platform extension kit. So this is where it would go onto the main platform. You can buy as many of these extensions as you like to build up the length of platform that you need. I really like these steps as well. Again, I showed you these come in packs of 2, ready decorated, ready to go. Now I had to glue this in because when I did the ballasting that you saw in the time lapse, it needed to be a little bit buried into that ballast, so that's why that's in there. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move on to adding some of the other detailing parts, and particularly I do love these. So we're going to see, well, we've got plenty of space here. I think we're going to need one of those, and definitely one of these as well, the real-time boards as well. And I've also got here some CCTV cameras, and we've got a combination of these on poles, and then we've got some additional ones here which you can add to the side of buildings. You actually get both, and there's plenty in here, and you wouldn't actually need these just for stations. You could imagine these offices, or maybe even in an industrial area, football ground. There's so many different ways that you could make full use of these. And again, look, already finished. There's no need to mess about trying to paint these. So I think we're going to have a couple of these. I think maybe this particular little station is on the wrong side of the tracks, if you pardon the pun. So we're going to have 2 lots of CCTV cameras. Now we're also going to have, let's have a look, station railings. Now I think we've got a smaller pack here as well. So we've got, that's for the full platform, and this is for the extension. So I think that we may need a few bits out of the full one. So I'll keep those to one side. And just looking down through the other bits and pieces, I showed you these benches as well. These are absolutely lovely, so I think we're going to need a couple of these benches as well. You get a pack of 4, and the packaging too, really well thought out for protecting these in transit. Any spares you've got, you can just chuck these into your bits box and they're not going to get damaged. So I'm going to get on now, and I'm going to put together the finishing details, and I'm just going to have a look down here. So this is my cheat sheet, and we've got some lamps as well. So we've got the legacy lamps. I'm going to drill a small hole and get one of these lamps in place as well, and these also give you the option to have somewhere to put your station platform boards and such like on as well. So just very carefully take one of these out, and we'll be adding this to the platform as well, just to give us some scope for adding the platform numbers. Now what I would recommend is probably super glue is a much better route to go, but I didn't have any. So I've used Speed Bond, and it shows you can actually use what you have to hand. I'm just using this Humbrol enamel tin just to hold up the arrivals board just until the glue's dried. Ditto with the spare chairs in their packaging to hold that up. But I'm going to move on now and just touch up the scenic details, weather down the track, add a little bit of grass and detritus, and then when the glue is set, we'll have our perfect scene for photographing modern image models. And actually I think something like a class 122 or 121 is going to be perfect for this little diorama. Well, I hope you really enjoyed today's video and found it informative. And don't forget, we've got a link in the description box that takes you to the DCCConcepts website where the full range is available to buy. Now, it's proven to be incredibly popular, and what I've been told is that some of the items will look like they're on back order, but there's new stock coming through all the time. Westhill Wagon Works are working literally round the clock to make this stuff, and it is proving so popular that the best thing to do is put your full order in and just leave a note saying please post it all when it's all in stock, and don't worry, it will come back into stock fairly quickly. I'd also love to hear from you in the comments section down below just what you think about these products. Have you used them before? Or maybe it's something that you've watched this video and thought, I'm going to have a go at that. For me, I actually thought that it was a really innovative way of presenting 3D printed items. They just didn't feel like what I've become used to with these kind of fragile 3D printed bits and bobs. They felt more like a fully finished item, because quite literally they were. We've got some very quite thoughtful materials that they're made of, so that they're strong and also got a bit of give in them. Those railings as well, if they'd have been produced with the oldie worldy style 3D printing, they'd have been incredibly fragile, and you could imagine them just disintegrating the first time you tried to trim them to length. You don't get that with these. I also love the packaging, and it's something that not only do they arrive in pristine condition in those little blister boxes, but if, like, say for example in our diorama build in today's video, I only used one of those end ladders for the end of the platforms, and I only used 2 of the 4 seating sections. So the spare ones you can leave in those protective cases, chuck them in your bits box, and you don't have to worry about them getting ground apart with the churn of all your bits and pieces. They're really nicely protected for when you come to build the next bit of your layout. I really like as well those signs and the self-adhesive stuff. It's a really great way of completing these items. The platform with the laser cut MDF would have been a bit of a faff to paint, and getting those yellow and white lines on the ends would have been really hard for even those with the steadiest of hands, and you just don't need to do it. Everything about these kits for me really just lends itself to even the youngest of modelers and those who maybe aren't confident in what they can achieve themselves. You can get great results with these, and certainly I'd love to hear from you in the comments section down below about maybe your projects. What have you been building with these? And do share any pictures in the Jenny Kirk Monday Club Facebook group. It's always great to hear from you guys there, and of course you can also share with us your build progress on the Monday Club as well. We regularly like to show just what our viewers have been up to. But please like, share and subscribe, and check us out over on Patreon, and also check out our full merch stores just down underneath the video, where you can get your very own t-shirts, hoodies and mugs in a whole range of different exclusive designs. But until next time, this is me, Jenny Kirk, saying you take great care of yourself. Happy modelling. Bye for now. Today's video comes in association with Trainomatic, makers of DCC decoders and accessories that are designed by enthusiasts for enthusiasts. Find the full range available to order now at tramfabrique.co.uk. Additional support is provided by...
This is Clark Railworks, and this is what we do. You'll know us from Ellis Clark Trains, and you'll get the same friendly expertise with us too. We've got a huge range of pre-owned model railways from all your favourite manufacturers, and maybe some you hadn't heard of before. It's the place to come for quality. We don't stock substandard models, and everything we sell is fully tested and photographed by model railway experts. No matter whether you model double O gauge, N, HO or more, we have sought after models from all around the world, with new listings added every weekday. Check out what's available now at clarkrailworks.com, and don't miss out on your latest logo.
I'd like to thank everybody over on Patreon, and an extra special huge thanks goes out to our Patreon heroes. Without you guys over on Patreon, we really wouldn't be able to keep making the video content that you see on this channel. And don't forget that you can also head on over to patreon.com/JenniferKirk and check out the different tiers of rewards. Thank you so much. You are absolute legends.